guys, it's Josie, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is going to be a non-spoiler review, so if you haven't read it, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. And if you have read it, I'm going to be discussing some of my points of view on some of the issues. Now, if you don't know what this book is about, this book is about a girl named Hazel and a boy named Augustus who fall in love while battling cancer. And this book, I have to give props to the author John Green for writing a novel that was so captivating and it was so beautifully written and inspirational. I truly learned a lot from this book. And cancer is not something easy to write about. Authors write about cancer all the time, but to write about it beautifully, that is a challenge and that is hard, but John Green made cancer into something beautiful and something that was heartfelt and touching, and cancer is that anyway, but to capture that in a book is really difficult. And he made cancer something to think about and made me want to think about what it would be like to have cancer as a teenager and all the things that come along with it. And I don't want to think about that, but still, it forces you to think about that. He made readers truly empathize for Hazel and Augustus, and you really truly want to know what they're going through, but it's in a way it's really hard to imagine. And he really captured their views without being forthcoming about it and saying, oh, here's my view on cancer. It was hidden into the story, but yet you still understood it. The characters were very well developed in this book, and I fell in love with the characters in the first couple of chapters, and I really, really liked Hazel. I thought that she was mature, yet she could be pretentious, and so could Augustus, but I think Hazel was a smart, young, mature girl who fell in love, and she did it, and she told it in such a beautiful way. And I like Augustus a lot. I thought that he is a very, very well-rounded, good male character in a book. Now, the romance in this novel is not overdone or sappy. It's actually quite sweet, and it's very subtle in some parts, and it's very strong in others. So it is a very, very good romance. It was written very beautifully. And most novels that I read, the romance is very cheesy and it's very predictable. But Augustus took a different stance in this novel. Instead of being all about the girl, it was mutually about the boy and the girl in the relationship, which made it such a well-rounded relationship and a well-rounded romance that you could see through all aspects of it, and you weren't just hearing from a girl talk about her romance with a guy. And this book starts out as a friendship and turns into a romance because Hazel is actually quite reluctant about falling in love with him, but you'll find out how she does that in the book. And Augustus, like I said, is very unlike any male character that I've seen. He's sweet, kind, and caring, and he shows that he truly cares about Hazel. And I think what gives their friendship and their relationship such a middle ground is that they both have battled cancer, and one is battling cancer, and so you really see that that is something that is common between them, but yet they don't let that be the forefront of their relationship. Their relationship is based on their background, but it's not all about the cancer, and I really like that. And in the ending of this book, oh my gosh, it had me crying. I don't think I've ever cried for a book so much. I don't think I've ever cried. Like, tears just kept flowing and flowing in this book. And I really, truly felt Hazel's pain for what she was going through. And I think what this book did with the ending is it caught me off guard. Not completely. I could see it coming. But it caught me off guard because in the beginning, Hazel is the sick one. And so you really think Hazel's going to be the one that gets sicker and sicker. And then you'll be so surprised at what happens. And that's why it broke my heart, because I didn't see it coming. And that is truly what was amazing about John Green, is that he took it from one aspect and one point of view, and it revolved into another. And it was absolutely amazing. And I was surprised at actually how much I learned from this book. And I learned a lot about how you can't fear the inevitable. We're all going to die. That's something we can't avoid, and we can't fear oblivion and the inevitable. And that was something that was really amazing about this book. And I learned to cherish every memory and every moment that you have with the people you love. And I know that wasn't like a common or like the main theme of this book, but it definitely showed up. And I was actually very pleasantly surprised at how much I learned from supporting characters. Like her friend Caitlin showed that your friends aren't always going to be there for you, and friends aren't forever. And I learned a lot from Isaac. I actually loved Isaac's character. He was developed just enough so we could understand him and fall in love with him in this book. And he told me that you don't know what you have until it's gone, but you should cherish every moment, even when it's gone. And I really, really loved Isaac's character. He was someone who just came along at the right parts and right times of the book and supported it where it needed to be supported. And I really, really like that. And this book was just a beautifully written book. It was absolutely beautiful, and it is something I probably will never forget. This book is going to become a classic, I'm pretty sure. And John Green is just a beautiful writer. He's incredibly intelligent, but he made something so beautiful out of something that tends to be so negative. And I have to give him 100% credit for making a book that captivates a reader and doesn't make a reader want to stop reading his work. And I'm so excited to read more of John Green. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, this book was overhyped about, or it was overloved, or it wasn't as good as they expected. But I kind of say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I found this very beautiful. And I think a lot of people do, and maybe some people did think it was overhyped, but I didn't. I thought that this book was something that is a must-read for everyone. Young adults, older people, anybody can be touched by this book. And so I have to thank John Green for that. And so, yeah, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars because this book is unlike anything you have ever read. It's very sad, but it is unique in its own way. So that's all of my thoughts on The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Thanks for watching, and leave a comment below and tell me what you thought of The Fault in Our Stars. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.